hello, everybody. Welcome to Color and Chat with Joanna. Hi, I'm Joanna. But you want to know there's a big piece of washi tape around my hand. Okay, now look. It's a little sports-related injury, okay? I'm not giving anybody the finger. I wouldn't do that to you on Mother's Day. I saved those for Monday. Anyway, I had to take Miss Fiona Ray into the vet so I could spend $400 just to find out she's fat. Like she could lose a few pounds, and I was like, well, couldn't we all? I said, she's going to Jenny Craig next week. Don't worry about her. And they were like, and there was a vet tech there, a receptionist. I swear to God, there are people in the world who are just plain kind of like out there. This girl was out there. She said, Jenny Craig takes dogs. I am not even shitting you. I almost died laughing, but I couldn't because I'm at a new vet and I don't want to piss them off because everybody, I went on Facebook, which is usually the mental ward. I don't usually spend a lot of time there, but they do have a community page. Look at all this mess. I can't decide anything today. I can't even pick a pen. I mean, look at all these. What am I doing here? I don't know. Anyway, so I had a lovely day and I was all ready to just take a bath and take a nap. And I walked in here and Miss Cupcake Bakery got a voice. And it came from a very, very, hold on. I gotta empty my trash. A very, very dark place. And it said, get your big, fat, lazy ass over here and finish me. And I'm like, girl, but I have to work on it because it's killing me. It really, really, really is. I got no way out. You know, I mean, I'm at that place now where it's like you can almost see a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a little tiny, shiny thing, and it might be a light at the end of the tunnel, but we're not really positive as of yet. So I'm going to do small sections because we're in Fetty hell. Confetti hell. Anyway, so I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day. I hope you did something lovely for yourself because you are responsible for you, girl or boy who takes care of any living thing in the world, whether it is yours biologically or a neighbor or just a friend. Yeah, this is your day too. So do something nice for you because that's the only way it's going to work. I mean, okay, I should start with a color 12. You know, there's so much gray in this. I had no idea. There's like, I mean, they should have named it 50 Shades of Cupcake Gray. There's so much gray in it, but you don't see it. I mean, there's lots and lots of bright colors too. So, but it shows the background wall and the window ledges, and I guess she decided to paint them gray. I don't know. But I know this diamond painting is an animal, and if you go in, you better go in with a lot of wine. Because, girl, she is not taking any prisoners. Where's the one with, here it is. With the big plastic. Yeah. I like the big plastic multi-placers. They're not. Now, somebody has a skinny long multi-placer, but I never can find it, or if I do find it, like at an Etsy store, they're usually sold out. So I'm kind of out of luck with that right now. But I always keep all the long plastic ones, and they work just great. Anyway, so how was your week? Oh, I heard some disturbing news. I used to, before life got crazy, love to watch Bravo, love Andy Cohen, loved watching Tardy for the Party. And now I'm hearing, and this is all fake. I mean, it is, right? It's all staged. People are, going into debt a lot of times just to, get a spot on the show. There are people like Bethany Frankel who, now she went to play with the boys club and made $123 million. Yeah, she did. She went to, what was it, Jameson, I think, and had the skinny margaritas done. And she was so smart with her money. And, the thing is to have creativity and to have a platform to make that kind of money, and you're a football player and you make that kind of money. Each one of these idiots, are you ready? Over $1 million to the IRS each. That's over $2 million. And they're getting a divorce and it's real ugly. And she's saying, I want the children. And he's saying, no, I want the children. But, I got to tell you, these two have got some really bad tempers. I mean, and Troy, as nice a man as he is, I think someone has crossed the line. Oh, back to this. I'm sorry. I'll get into my cheap tawdry gossip in a minute. So I was holding Fiona, and they came to give her a shot, and I was holding the leash sideways. It's usually like it's a thick padded nylon leash, and I was holding it wrong, and it rope burned me. That girl bugged out. She bugged out. She was in the lobby, running for the door. I was like, I'm so sorry. Anyway, so they're going to x-ray her hip. Just, she's heartworm negative, thank God. She's doing really good. They actually said, and this was a compliment for me, I kind of took it that way. She said, her teeth are beautiful. Look at that. She said, you're a pretty girl. And I love when the vet says something like that, because it comes back on you, because you're like, oh, look, I have people who take care of their dog, because vets are judgy as all hell. I mean, you get, and I tried to explain to her, I'm so sorry. I tried to comb her out last night, but according to Fiona, a hairbrush is kryptonite, and I just didn't want to stress her out. And she said, that's okay, honey. They're all shedding right now. I know. And she is like a big dog person. And the vet tech is a big dog girl too. She's got a husky, a Great Dane, and a pit bull. And the pit bull's the chicken, believe it or not. Yeah. The husky's the boss, I mean, she's got a good little pride there. But anyway, so it went into my finger, and I mean, a paper cut is one thing, but this is like a rope burn right here in the crease. And I put a cloth Band-Aid on it, but the Band-Aid is sticking to the drills. So I put some washi tape around it. Cause I'm resourceful like that. Hey, Tom Hanks would love me on Castaway. I mean, crap. I would have just. I mean, we'd be eating lobster every night. Anyway, so that's what that is about. But anyway, back to this ridiculous couple. Do not fight about money. You guys, I mean, there's so many other things you can fight about. You know, like, I mean, I get snarky remarks all the time from long suffering husband because I have a picture of Larry David. Yeah. And it's in a beautiful little, I can't reach it. It's over there, but I'll get it for you and show it to you one day. I love Larry David and I got him to sign it. And I said, I'm framing this. I love him. He is so crazy and so demented. And anyone who can create a character like Jerry Seinfeld and do a show about nothing and have it run for 9 years, that's my guy. That is my creative guy. Got the big water cup. Oh man, I have to refill. Oh my god. I'm trying to force myself to drink one of them a day because it's like 40 million ounces. And the water thing is working. I definitely increased the water between the water and the swimming, which I'm not swimming for like 2 weeks right now because my pool is getting ready to open. And once that pool opens, I don't need to go to the big Olympic community pool anymore. Especially since I walked into the men's locker room and got undressed and didn't even know where I was. Because I really was like, why is there a man in here? Why are there's like 7 men in here? And they're like, what are you doing in here? I'm like, I don't know. I think I did it wrong. I'm that girl. I'm that girl. I walk into glass stores. I walk into men's locker rooms. I'm telling you, they're going to come for me with the wagon any minute now. But anyway, so back to this stupid ass couple. They had so much money. And she is like she lost, are you ready for this? $250,000 in scratch off tickets. See, she thinks because she got the perfect husband and the perfect children and all of that, surely she's going to win a lottery. I'm like, you're already dripping in money. Stop it. I mean, it's so wasteful. And I'm like, I mean, there are people who would appreciate, $20 for groceries. I gave a super chat to somebody the other day. They were like, oh, now I can go buy groceries. I was like, you can buy whatever you want, honey. You don't have to put that in the channel. That's for you. And I almost wanted to cry. I almost wanted to cry. This is somebody who is a subscriber, which we all know. A lot of us listen to her. It broke my heart. I was like, well, here's 50 more. And then she really started bawling. I was like, no, no, no. I just want you to be able to eat. And apparently that is now an issue. And I just, it just breaks my heart. People are hurting all over. And these idiots, are spending all their money on crap and social media gauntlets. And it just, I really feel bad for them. But, John John and I were talking about it last night because he was like, hey, you know that show that you used to watch all the time? And I was like, yeah, which one? He was like, the Tardy for the Party People. I said, yeah. He said, well, all hell's breaking loose. They're getting divorced. They're fighting for total custody of the kids. They're fighting for alimony. I'm like, what? I was like, these two people have tempers. And Troy, he's got a little gun safe down in his man cave. And it's not little. I mean, he's got like creepy M16s, and yeah, he's all about a gun. So it scares me a little bit because, I mean, I think a War of the Roses with those two. Their greed is going to get somebody hurt or killed or otherwise. I know that's kind of a long shot, but they're stupid like that. And we're not in a place in life where we should be fighting over money. Thank God. My husband and I, we don't fight over money at all. We don't. I mean, if he wants to get a shirt, and he makes fun of me because I do the Temu things. Oh, my Temu's coming this week. And I'm going to have to do a face-to-face with you guys. Which I'm not usually a face-to-face girl because I have a face for radio. Let's face it. I'm not, easy on the eyes. Not all the time. Anyway. But I'll put on some spackle, some wall spackle, and try to make myself look presentable for you. Anyway, yeah, it's no longer makeup. We're into spackle now. And I use my Jello. Hey Jello. For the first time, and I didn't have any. Hold on, where is 21? Empty. Oh crap. Okay, what looks like 21, 24. They're almost the same color. You know what I keep saying? Make your mess your message. I mean, I could spend all day, just shooting out emails to Dax saying, can you get me some more drills? But by the time they get here, because I used to live right down the street, and I used to get all my Dax stuff in like 2 days. And I can't believe it. I left Texas and I moved here, and now they're in Texas. What kind of crap is that, man? I mean, don't do a girl like that. But they did. I hope they're happy. I'll really enjoy watching them try to keep the diamond paintings from melting when July gets here and it's 130 degrees out there. I'll be at the beach. Anyway, so yeah, we had cold fruits and sandwiches, and the puppies got to sit by the beach. The crabs are coming, the horseshoe crabs. They're so creepy. Hold on a minute. I don't have my phone. Oh, he's busy. He's feeding the kids right now. Long-suffering husband is so sweet. You know what he does? I give them leftovers. Like, we have some lasagna leftovers. As long as there's no onion in it or mushroom or garlic, that could hurt them. I'll go ahead and give them some leftovers. So he cuts it into tiny little pieces and he mushes it with his hands. I am not giving up a manicure for dog food. I'm sorry. I know it's selfish. I'm rude. But this is how it's going to be. So he has decided, well, I'll do it. You don't have to mess up your nails, honey. I'll do it for you. So he's out there making their dinner. And they always just get so excited when it's dinner time. They get up on their hind legs and they got to do the whole reindeer dance. I really should videotape it because it's kind of a weird, funny little ritual these two have, because Great Pyrenees are just the most ritualistic dogs. So what else happened? I watched a little bit of true crime. That Vallow woman. Oh, is she from the devil or what? I mean, 3 life sentences for the horrible. I'm not even going to go into detail about what she did to her children or this man's ex-wife, and he's a part of that. Now, I kind of looked it up a little bit, and they're being tried in Utah, and Utah does have death by, well, I guess not the chair. They do it quite kindly these days. But when you you know, murder children so viciously, I'm like, fry the bitch, you know? Anyway, so she did something. Rebecca was telling me the details. There was something about her case that she did that excluded her from the actual chair. So she didn't get the death penalty, but she did get 3 life sentences. So this was so, I'm sorry, it's dark, but it's funny. We're trying to watch The Verdict, right? And I'm watching it on her channel because I really just need to take a little news break. I mean, CNN. Oh, really? Really? I can't right now. So what happens? But she's doing the verdict and she's got it on her monitor because she has actual technical skills that I do not possess. But one day I will learn how to use a computer properly. I'll probably be too old to remember it, but I'm going to give it a go. Anyway, I got to get S. Hold on 1 second. 48. Thank God. So it's so weird having this straight like this, but it really did cut down to the knuckle and it hurts. And so if it has to be Band-Aid worthy, you know, just to keep all the dog hair out of it and keep the diamond paintings from getting all, nobody wants a hairy cupcake, right? I mean, come on, we got to do this right if we're going to do it. Anyway, so in the middle of reading the verdict, she's like, oh, and she makes this sound, and I'm like, Rebecca, what's wrong with you? Are you having a break? She's like, no. There's a baby bunny, and it got into my craft room. And she's got a cat, and the cat's after the bunny, and the bunny is like bopping all over the place. And I'm like, okay, you need bait. Go get some lettuce or a grape or something. I said, and put it, you know, and she says, well, I've got this bag. Here she is trying to read this verdict. She's been following the case for 6 months. Every detail. She has worked so hard on this case. I thought she was a lawyer for them. I mean, she, you know, has been banging out every detail, doing the deep dive on who everybody is. You know, I mean, because they're cult crazy. The things that people do in the name of God are absolutely evil. I mean, they're just disgusting. Why? You know, tell me your children are demonically possessed. Why? Because they want to PlayStation. Give me a break. Anyway, I have no mercy for this. Yeah. But so she's trying to read the verdict, and this bunny rabbit is like popping off everywhere. And he keeps running under her feet. And she's got like a whole huge wall unit full of yarn over there. So that little guy, she's afraid he's going to get into it and she'll never find him. And I'm like, no, you'll find him. He'll be around. He's probably hungry. Anyway, so when I left her, I was just hoping, we were making Donnie Darko jokes. Oh God, my husband loves that movie. It is so creepy though. I can't with the rabbit. I can't with the scary movies. I just, I'll probably just come in here and hide for the whole month of October. Because by then I'll be into getting Christmas stuff done. And what else is going on? That's about it. That's about it out in the creepy real world. But I got to tell you, I am just about over this. I really am. I have become more and more agoraphobic. I'm more and more about like the only place I want to go is to the beach and maybe to Bruno's, our favorite restaurant, because I cannot handle all the mental people. I mean, my God, call me rude, but there was a day when all the crazy people were in the bus, in the little yellow buses, and we knew who they were. And today they're just running free amok. Amok, amok, amok. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're all over the place. People are losing their minds in the CVS. We had a guy go crazy at our CVS in Delaware, where nothing ever happens except the occasional orca and the it's just so beautiful here. But everybody tells me, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. It's our secret. I'm like, okay, I won't tell anyone. I mean, number one crime here is like bicycle theft. I'm not kidding. Oh, God, I never seen so many old people with bicycles. I'm like, oh, God. But I just recently got the bicycle and the puppy with the flowers. I did an unboxing. Oh, it is so cute. It's from Dreamer Designs. It's huge. It's another one of these. I know. I have a problem. But I just couldn't resist it. I didn't know the size, but I know I've got I had to have it. It was so adorable. The puppy looks just exactly like George. I mean, Fiona had kind of a skinny head when she was a puppy, but George poofed out. He had the perfect big square bear head. And I just loved it. It was so cute. Oh no. 10. Okay. But I've got to get busy I've got Romy coming up. Totally miss Mandy Manzano, even though I got the Mandy for the Mandy event with Susie. Sorry, Suze. I just blew it. I mean, I just could not. I didn't get in on time. But I'm going to do a Romy because I got one that's not huge. Oh, some of them are kind of big. But I love the artist. I love the Romies. I do. Um, so that's gonna happen, and then I've got 2 customs. Now I have waited uh, a hot minute for these customs. They're being made by DIY Moonshop because they are the best. And one is, I think I showed some of you guys, I posted it on the Insta, but not everybody has Instagram, so I'll probably put it on YouTube when she comes in. But I finally got them to, they were on break, I think, for a moment. But now I've got, they charge $40 to do an estimate, which I did not know. I know their Neiman Marcus of diamond paintings, and I wanted the best because these two are, having something that is yours is so important. Um, when you make a custom of your dog or your kids or a Christmas picture, I think it means so much more than when you do. And now these guys are great. I love doing them, but it has a different feeling and a different meaning. And let's face it, these are your lifetime memories. You don't want your family portrait to come from Walmart. You want it to come from a good photographer who knows his stuff. And I'm so upset because I knew so many good photographers in Dallas. And I was going to get a family picture done with George and Fee. And everything went crazy with the move. It was so stressful. At one point, we didn't even know, like, where are we going to live when we get there? We don't know yet. We didn't have an answer, but we had to trust and say, we're going to get there. And we did. And so, hold on just a second. Had to use a brain cell. I know. Like, the last thing I should be worrying about all these brain cells is with the diamond painting, but I'm doing a little extra zhuzh to it. So I can't, like, sometimes you got to think. God forbid the woman's using her brain. I could just explode any minute. You'll just see plat go all over the screen. Anyway, yeah. So I'm a little ready to get moving. Oh, and can I take a moment? Can I do a little self brag? Would you be offended? Well, get over it because I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, wait a minute. I did miss a little boy. Yeah, let's just get you in here with your friends so you're not lonely. You don't want to be a hole in the wall. There. Oh, these are so tight. Anyway, weighed myself yesterday. I have lost 17 pounds. Yay! 17 and a quarter pound. Let's just put a quarter pounder in there for fun. Which just kind of freaked me out. I use the dark ones on these light colors because I can't see. Anyway, And so won't Dr. Tyler be thrilled? He's going to freak out. I got to get a decent dress. I really do. Because now my dresses are starting to change shape. Before it was like I needed a surgical team to get into one. And now they're like hanging. And I'm like, wow. I didn't think 17 pounds would make that much difference. But it has. And so if anybody leaves a comment and says, girl, you're doing it. Thank you. You're losing weight. This is great. I just want to thank you in advance. I still have ways to go. I got about 35 more to go to get to not this skinny place, but a healthier, happier place where I'll have more energy, because when you're overweight, everything is work. I mean, like cooking is work, and I got to get up and carry a laundry basket across the room. That's work. I think that's why I love doing this so much. I just kind of sit and tarry along. But yeah. Okay, so I've gone too far already. I thought it was going to be a short WIP and chat, but you know me. Things happen. I just tend to babble. Maybe even, I don't know. I might be a little procrastinating, a little ADD-ish. But I get the point across eventually. You're probably sitting here saying, she hasn't made a point at all. What I'm trying to say, the point is, if you want to have a relationship and love somebody, don't fight with them over something as stupid as money, because it won't make you closer. It just makes you look shallow and cheap. And, be together, be on the same side of the money. Say, okay, here's what we have to play with and here's what we can't. And that's it. And that's at least okay. And I'm not I'm not Dr. Phil. I'm not bald and I ain't got a Texas accent and I don't have no hair. But listen to me. Yeah, it has to be you and your partner or spouse against the money. You are stronger when you're together on things and they don't become an issue. Because I know people just hate to talk about money. Like in the South, it's just like, I asked this one lady, I was like, we were outside walking and she lives in one of those beautiful mansions in Savannah, Georgia, that is. And, we were walking the dogs. I guess we were there. It was about 3 or 4 years ago. And we took the puppies with us and we're walking the dogs. We have poop bags. We're making sure, do not poop in this neighborhood. This is way too bougie for you two. No, I mean it. We're practically white trash here. Be good. Anyway. So the dogs are actually behaving, and this woman comes out, from her beautiful mansion. The mansions are like, there's a street and then kind of like a circle, and then the street and then another circle. They're called drive-arounds. They're very popular in England, and apparently they're quite popular in Savannah. And people who live on the street, every house is historically marked. Every house is pristine. They're so beautiful. Anyway, I would never have one because it would treat me like an angry stepchild. Give me something every day. They're very high maintenance houses. Um, I barely want to vacuum my house. I dust and vacuum, those are my things. Everything else goes to long suffering. He gets dogs and garbage. But anyway, she came out and she said, "Oh my goodness, you two stop right there. I want to say hello to these beautiful. May I pet your beautiful creatures from heaven? Look at them. They look like polar bear. They're so cute. Oh my Lord, I never seen." And I picked up George and I held him with his paws. I said, "Here, you can say hello to him face to face," because she was kind of short. So he was actually taller than her. And she said, "Oh, this is my day. It's just my day. I love dogs so much. But, I can't have one anymore because, my arthritis," and started naming all of her ailments. It was a lot. I can't even tell you all of them. But I asked her, I was just like, I introduced myself. I said, "Hello, I'm Joanna, and it's such a joy to meet you. We absolutely adore these homes, and we marvel at them. We don't live here on this street. We're just on vacation, and we take our children with us." So, anyway, she said, "Well, I think that is just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful." Oh, there goes the stuff again. Need spit. I don't have any. My mouth is too dry. Anyway, so I asked her, I introduced her, I told her my name, she told me hers. Of course, there are three of them. It's like Diana, Catherine, so and so. I guess you have to have three names to live on that street. Anyway, I'm gonna show you guys a picture of the street. You're not gonna believe it. It's just like, all I could think of is I am on a movie set of The Garden of Good and Evil. Remember that movie? They shot the whole thing in Savannah, and it is so beautiful. Anyway, so we made our pleasantries, and I tried to be as prim and proper. I even kind of held my shoulders back a little bit, you know, because you could tell this lady was money. She was old money, and I asked her, I was like, "Can I ask something? And please don't be offended if it sounds too personal." And she said, "No." And I said, "I've always wanted to walk up to one of these doors and just ask people, how do you make your money? Where does the money come from?" And she just laughed out loud and she's, "Darling, here in the South, we don't talk about money." I said, "Well, somebody should talk about it. You have all of it. It's here, right here in this house." And she was like, "Yeah, it's usually from," I'll tell you the truth. There are people who actually have gone to school up north and gotten an education. Some of them have gotten one here, but it's really not worth much. We've got a lot of rednecks here. She says, "But mostly where I got my money from my dead relatives." She says, "But they had this house. I'm the third generation to live in it, and I feel like rather than blowing the money and going somewhere stupid, I'll just take care of it for them." And I was like, oh, is it haunted? And she just laughed and laughed. And she said, well, of course it is. All of Savannah's haunted, my dear. These people, let me tell you, when you live and die in Savannah, you don't leave. They hang around. They stay forever and ever because it's as close to heaven as we can get. And she gave me a polite shake of a hand and she said, I'm going to give you a hug for the ride home because you are a darling. And then she took me and I was like, well, thank you so much. Your home, I haven't seen the inside, but I know by looking at the outside, it is truly a loved piece of property. And she was like, well, if your husband will be so kind as to hold these little darlings, I'll take you in. Would you like a little tour? I went, oh my God. I felt like I felt, I mean, and I fanned out. I fanned the freak out. I was like, yes, yes, yes. I didn't take any pictures because I didn't want to, be that girl. Because you can, right? I mean, I was just dying. I was like, oh my God. Everything. Oh, we have 6 fireplaces, but we had to close one down after the hurricane. It would just cost so much to open that thing back up, and I'm never up there. So she said, come on in. And she was the most beautiful, eccentric, crazy, wonderful, happy woman, you know? I just, money doesn't make you happy. Happiness makes you happy. Contentment makes you happy. Being able to look up and see that there's another human being who cares that you're alive and that you didn't die in the night, that is happiness. So, you know, just a little thing there. I just got on my little high horse and I felt like maybe I oughta. Maybe I just oughta. But if you do have it to give and you give to others, well, there was one lady who told me once. It was really funny. She was we were at an auction and I had a couple of glasses of rosé in me and I was feeling kind of generous because I'm probably the cheapest, nicest drunk you'll ever meet. 2 glasses and cab fare is like a whole weekend for me. I'm not kidding you. I am a cheapo drunk, but I'm a funny, nice drunk. I don't get mean. I hate a mean drunk. Anyway, so we got kind of into an auction and she went, darling, it was lovely of you to bid so generously, but you'll never be able to outgive God. And she was right. And so that kind of stuck in my head. And it was years and years ago when I ran into her. But she kind of made me think about the lady with the big house in Savannah. It's just so beautiful. If anybody ever gets you a chance to go to Savannah and to just see all the richness and the history, because every square inch of Savannah has somebody buried in it. I'm not kidding. The whole city is nothing but a, a huge cemetery, really, if you think about it. Anyway, okay, I gotta go because I'm babbling now and I need coffee. God, do I need coffee? Because I have got to be in here because I think this thing's gonna just turn into like a possessed creature and lock the door so I can't get out. I'm not letting you out till we're finished. I'm like, oh God. At least the meringues are done. And this is my karma. The meringues are, let me see if I can get a little more light on them. The meringues, hold on. God, this thing's getting heavy. The meringues are my karma for all those nasty little meringue cover minders that I hated so much. And then, oddly enough, they disappeared without a sight. Well, they got me back in a diamond painting. These meringues, this is probably the hardest part of this whole thing. Anyway, listen, you are important to me. So you need to be important to you. Okay? Whether you work at Walmart or the Taj Mahal, you're important. And I want you to shine on and be good to you. Be your best friend. Love you guys. Bye.